I woke up to a silent morning. I was alone in my small bedroom. No birds. No wind. No cars outside. I looked out my window, confused and nervous. The street was empty. Completely empty and quiet. Usually, the bakery opens early. Today, it was dark. I put on shoes and stepped outside alone. The air felt heavy, like a warning. I walked down the road, calling for someone. Hello? Anyone there? Only silence answered. My neighbor's house was gone. Just grass remained. I rubbed my eyes, thinking it was a dream. But no, the mailbox was floating midair. I turned to run, but my house disappeared. Where I stood became a field of fog. Something was clearly wrong with this place. A sound echoed like static from old TVs. It came from behind, but nothing was there. I whispered, "What is happening to me?" The fog moved closer, wrapping around my feet. I forced myself to move, step by step. Shadows flickered inside the fog, just out of reach. I followed a narrow path between the trees. Strange symbols were glowing on the ground. They pulsed with light as I walked by. The path ended at a broken wooden sign. The letters read, "Welcome to Nowhere." I had never seen this place before. Still, it felt oddly familiar somehow. A figure appeared, sitting on an old bench. It wore a long coat and a hat. "Been expecting you," the figure said calmly. I asked, "Where is everyone? What's happening?" The figure pointed toward the fog again. "This town is being erased," he answered. "Why?" I asked, feeling fear grow inside. "Because someone broke the rule," he replied. "What rule?" I asked, voice barely steady. He looked at me but said nothing. Instead, he handed me a black notebook. "Everything is written here," he said. I opened it. Pages were blank. Suddenly, words appeared across the paper. "You were never supposed to return here." I dropped the notebook in shock. "I don't remember being here before." "You forgot," the man said with sadness. "You chose to forget what you did." I shook my head. "What did I do?" He looked away and vanished like smoke. I stood alone, notebook still glowing faintly. I turned the page and saw drawings. Each one showed the town slowly fading. My house, the bakery, even my school. They disappeared one by one in ink. This book showed the future or past. I kept walking, unsure what was real. A mirror stood in the middle path. I looked inside and saw two reflections. One was me. The other smiled darkly. The second me reached out and waved. I stepped back, but the mirror cracked. Pieces fell like glass into the fog. My hand was bleeding, but not real. No pain. No warmth. Just red illusion. The fog parted, revealing the old school. I entered, halls empty and full of echoes. My name was scratched into a locker. I didn't remember doing that at all. Voices whispered behind classroom doors. I opened one, desks floated midair. Children sat silently, eyes glowing white. They turned to look at me together. "You left us," they all said. I didn't. I shouted, stepping backward fast. You forgot us, the whispering continued. Suddenly, the walls began melting like wax. I ran through the hallway, breath shaking. The exit door led to darkness only. I lit my phone screen to see. The light revealed a staircase going down. I followed it, step after step downward. The notebook still glowed in my pocket. It grew heavier with every floor passed. Finally, a door appeared with my name. I opened it and saw a bedroom. My own, but older, dusty, and wrong. A photo lay cracked on the desk. It showed me with people I forgot. Tears filled my eyes without a reason. I whispered, "What did I do here?" The walls replied with one word, abandoned. Everything began shaking. The notebook burned hot. I opened it again. One sentence remained. You can stay and disappear, or remember. I screamed, remember what? Please tell me. The room turned white, blinding, endless white. Then, silence. Just breathing. My own breath. I opened my eyes. It was morning. Birds chirped. Sunlight warmed my room again. I sat up slowly, heart pounding hard. Everything looked normal, but something felt off. I opened my closet. The notebook was there. Its cover read, "Welcome back to nowhere."